maybe by compulsion or maybe optional, I don't know about it. But in fact, my father was a trader into stock market. Okay, and my grandfather was a stockbroker in Kolkata.
Okay.
So I can say that that was in the family, that was in my blood only.
Okay.
But my father was not a broker. He wanted to do something on his own, in the sense like he was a trader only.
Okay.
So when I was 14 years of age, so that time my father died, you know. So and we were living in a joint family. So, and a lot of people, 21 people living in just, you know.
This was in Kolkata?
In Kolkata, yeah. So then I understood, and we were four of us, like four siblings, two brother and two sister, including me. So, and a joint family, big family. So I understood one thing very clearly, that now it's time to stand up on my own feet, because joint family, sometimes there are, you know, there are harmony and sometimes there are fights, you know. So I understood this thing. So I was not interested in broking and all. So there and then I decided that I should do something on my own. And luckily, I would say luckily, I was in class 10th.
Okay.
And I failed in the exam. You know, so that was luckily, I would say, that I failed in the exam.
Okay.
So the education chapter was also over for me.
Okay.
So then as I said, that I understood very clearly that I have to stand up on my feet. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to support my family, because our relation with uncle's son were not very harmonious, not good. So then, and trading was the only thing which can be done without any education, without any qualification, and without any skill. It was just like gambling, you know. So then I started doing, started my career as a trading, but officially, when I turned 19, then I joined the stock market. Then I joined the ring.
Okay.
Started going into the stock market. Somehow I did my graduation also in the meantime. And then from 19, I started trading into stock market.
Okay. And you're coming from a family which is heavily into trading, right?
Not in trading. Everybody was into broking. Only my father was into trading.
Okay.
And everybody was into broking.
Okay. So what shifted your, what made you shift and focus on
because
investment?
that time broking was a poor business.
Okay.
Brokers were poor, unlike today in Mumbai. And in Kolkata that also. Kolkata brokers were very poor, you know, so far wealth is concerned. So, and I did not want to do that kind of business where you have to, you know, please your client for 5 rupees, for 10 rupees, for 50 rupees brokerage. Unlike today, broking has become like bossy, like a boss kind of business. That time, the broking was like this, like a servant, you know, you are serving somebody. So I didn't want to do that. So I told my grandfather, I'm not interested in broking and all. I want to trade, I want to do something on my own. So uncles were not interested in that. They thought that maybe he will make us bankrupt. So we split, we got money, we separated from the family, and I started doing my own thing.
So when you started trading, were you making money in the initial few years?
Yeah, initially period I was making money, because I understood, later on I understood that luck favors you. Because that time I did not have any baggage, I did not have any knowledge. So only thing I had was maybe my intuition, you know. So that intuition used to work. So initially I was successful, but successful means I used to trade for 100 shares, 500 shares, 200 shares. There was profit and loss of 100 rupees, 500 rupees, 200 rupees. This is how I started. So even 100 rupees was, too big a sum for me. Back then. And I made 100 rupees today. So initial it was okay. But by and by, as we progressed, because I wanted to become rich very fast. So I used to trade with 100 shares, 500 shares, and when I would make money, then immediately I would jump into 1,000 shares or 2,000 shares, and whatever money I would make in 5 and 10 trades, I would lose in one single trade. So this keeps on happening. Yeah, so I couldn't create any money, I couldn't save any money even for 10 years. I keep on struggling like this, yeah.
So what made, was losing money the reason why you shifted your focus to investing?
Yeah, because I couldn't save any money. Even after 10 years, I was just because I had to support myself, my family in the sense. So that much money only I could make. Beyond that, I couldn't save because I used to gamble big. I used to put all the money on stake.
Okay.
So after 10 years, I realized that this is not the kind of life I ever wished or I wanted to live because I'm not saving any money. Then I thought maybe this trading is not my forte. So initially it was, but maybe now it's not in my thing. Then I switched my focus to investing.
So you started investing, you shifted to Bombay and then you started investing, or you started investing in
around
Kolkata
same
itself?
time when I shifted to Mumbai, that time only, just before shifting to Mumbai, just I started. Only one trade, shares I had invested.
Okay.
So with that mind, when I focus on my investing, then I thought ki maybe Mumbai is the most is the Makkah of
Place to be,
investing, financial capital. So maybe I should try my career in Mumbai. So I shifted to Mumbai in my third attempt.
How much capital did you start with when you invested, and which stock was that?
So when I invested during that 10 years of my what you call trading, I said that every time I used to make money, but my stake was bigger. My next stake was bigger. So at one point of time, I had saved some 35,000 rupees in 10 years of struggle. So I saved 35,000 rupees. So that 35,000 rupees I did not trade with. I invested that money in a stock. And that stock multiplied 3, 4, 5 times in a 2-3 years of time frame.
Okay.
So that gave me a lot of confidence that investing is working.
Which stock was that?
That was Punjab Tractor. Now that company was sold to Mahindra.
Okay. You sold that, and then from the proceeds of that, you went on to buy more shares?
Yeah, because that time, luckily, that was 1990 when I started my journey, this investing journey.
Okay.
So I made that money in Punjab Tractor. So whatever money I got from that sale proceeds, I invested into another company. So again, my focus was, my style, my pattern was same, that whatever money I used to have,
Invest in one stock?
I invested in one stock at that point of time, or maybe 2 stocks.
Okay.
But invest entire money, whatever money I am having, I would invest entire money. I wouldn't think about the future, what is going to happen tomorrow.
Okay.
So that the same attitude remains the same. Earlier it was into trading, now it was into investments.
Okay.
So whatever money I got, I invested in another company, that was ACC. And luckily in 2 years' time, it went up by 10 times. So this is how it started.
Okay. Late 1990s and 2000 as well, there was huge market crashes. How did you deal with that while you were investing?
No, in the sense, since my focus was into investing now, but still my trading habit was still there.
Okay.
But of course, the volume was less compared to my worth. My worth was not that big, but compared to now, but it was a little bit addiction. That addiction, as I said, that addiction of trading is something like drug.
Yes.
It's very difficult to escape from it.
Yeah.
So that continued, but rise and fall would come, but I still I remained invested into the market, and so that is okay. Obviously, suppose if I made 10 lakhs rupees, when the crash came into the market, the 10 lakhs became 5 lakhs rupees. That is all right, but it was sufficient for me to survive.
Was your conviction so strong that you doubled down on these investments and then bought more shares when the stock markets crashed?
No, because that time I did not have money to buy again.
Okay.
Because whatever I had, I would
fully invested.
Yes, I was every time I was fully invested.
Okay.
Till 1990 until now 2024, we are giving this interview. I had almost always been fully invested and no money in my pocket.
Okay. And later in 2000s, you started investing in Sera and a few other stocks as well.
Yeah, later on when as you said that I saw many crashes in the market, Harshad Mehta time crashes, then Ketan Parikh, this and that, and then in 2004-05, again that was the biggest crash in the history of Indian stock market. So there is a quote of mine that every mother of bull market is followed by a mother of bear market also. So before Ketan Parikh, that was a mother of bull market. Then the mother of bear market also we saw. So in around 2003 and 4, so that was a big crash in the market. So all my stocks had also gone down by 70%, 80%.
Wow. Okay.
So I had left with very little bit money. But one thing I did, that whatever little bit money I could save, I kept aside and bought an apartment for me.
Okay.
In Mumbai. So that was the silver lining, you can say. That was the only security with me.
Okay.
That okay. Even 93, I had bought one apartment. Then in 2000, I bought a bigger apartment. So that kept money aside and bought an apartment for me. So that was the only, you can say, significant, you can say, the asset which I can call. Because market asset you cannot count. As I always say that your demat statement belongs to the market and your bank statement belongs to you.
Yeah.
You know, your investment belongs to the market. Your profit only belongs to you. So whatever investment I had, that actually did not belong to me. And the same thing happened. Stock price fell down 75%. You know, but that was okay. So I had my own house. So I was mentally, I was confident and happy that okay, whenever good time will come, I will make up.
Okay.
So same thing had happened in 2004-5. Then I identified 3 scripts. You know. And that was, one is Sera, as you named, and 2 was Aegis Logistics and Atulotto. And again, then whatever money I had, I invested in these 3 companies. So between 2004 and 6, so this is what happened.
Yeah.
So by 2007, all these shares were 2 times and 3 times from my cost price. But later on, when in 2008 the Lehman Brothers crisis came, all the stocks fell down to my cost level.
Oh, okay.
And
From 2-3 times.
from after going up 2-3 times, it came down to my cost level, and Atulotto had fallen down below my cost price also.
Was that hard to see?
Yeah, so hard to see. But fortunately, you can say that one good thing I did, that I sold my Aegis Logistics, which had gone up at 10 or 15 times from my cost price. So I sold that entire Aegis Logistics, which ultimately went up 300 times from my cost price.
Okay.
Ultimately, I couldn't take that benefit. But whatever in between that, I sold my Aegis Logistics and I held on to my position in Atulotto and Sera Sanitaryware.
And how much return did that give ultimately?
Atulotto again went up 100 times.
Yes.
Atulotto.
Yes.
But Sera Sanitary was remarkable. Sera Sanitary gave me 16,000 times return.
Wow. Can't even compute that.
Yeah.
16,000 times.
16,000. And the last lot I sold just 1.252% shares I held, which I sold in September 2023 after getting 16,000 times return. If I calculate dividend, then it's 16,000 times.
Okay.
So this is what stock market can give you. If you are a long-term investor, this is what stock market can reward you.
Is Sera are you most proud of Sera as your stock selection?
Yeah, of course. Sera, there are many shares which I'm proud of. You can say, oh, like your children here only, you know.
Yeah.
So, but of course, Sera gave me a handsome return, remarkable, historic. I never imagined that I would even get 16 times return, forget about 16,000 times. And I really have to calculate even now. I said this on a TV show that I made on CNBC, that I made 16,000 times. After that, again, I am really calculating, was it really 16,000 times? How did it happen?
Still hard to believe.
Yeah, hard to believe for me as well. Yeah. So I don't know how you can't replicate. By thinking only, you can't replicate all these things. These things happen in life.
What is your investment philosophy? What is your approach? And has it evolved over the years?
No, my investment philosophy is very simple. I am following an acronym called SMILE. That is small in size, medium in experience, large in aspiration, extra large market potentials. So I'm looking, usually I invest in small cap and mid caps and only. Yes. So I look for the company which is the smallest in the sector, you know, and I feel that if the promoter has that fire in the belly, you know, that the small in size, medium in experience. Usually I don't invest in a company which is just a new company, just 4-5 years old. I invest in the companies which are, the promoters are having an experience of 15-20 years. Because in the journey of 15-20 years, they must have fallen many times. They must have learned their lessons. Right? So to some extent, it has made them immune to the rise and fall in the economy or in the stock market. Or forget about the stock market, because stock market is ultimately reflection of the economy. Yes. So ultimately they have faced the turmoil in the economy, in the country. So that is my criteria, you can call it. 15-20 years of experience and large in aspiration. They should have large ambition. If promoter don't have large aspiration, then they cannot take their company from regional to national or national to international. They can't think big. Yeah. If promoter want think big, then we investor cannot make big money into the company. A promoter has to become from a millionaire to billionaire or billionaire to trillionaire. Then only we investors can become a millionaire to billionaire. We can follow them. So that aspiration is very important. But ultimately, their market size, the product which they are selling in the market, market size of the product should have immense opportunity. You know, it should be, as I always say, that it should be something extra large market potential is very important. So these are the basic things I look into the important in a company. But of course, the credibility of management and capability of the management is very important.
You mentioned capability of management. For a regular investor, someone who wants to follow your investment approach, how can a regular investor assess what a good management is?
Then you have to see the track record of the management. As I said that I invest in a company which is having a track record of 15, 20, 25 years. So in 15, 20 years, they must have seen many phases of economy. So you have to figure it out, how did they behave in that bad times. Every company has a bad time, right? Like every individual, every economy, every country has a bad time. Similarly, every company has bad time.
What are you looking for in particular during the bad times? What the management is doing?
How less the company fail.
Okay.
You know, in bad times, how they should fall less. You know, and in good times they should better than their peers.
Yes.
You know, so that is the performance.
Okay.
So this is the one criteria I really look. That in last upswing in the economy, how fast they grew, and when there was a downturn, how less they fell.
Okay.
So this is one simple criteria I look into.
Okay. To assess management.
Yeah.
Okay.